Hello and welcome to Weekend File on the NTA. We are live in Abuja. As the dust of the recent EndSARS protest begins to settle, the negative consequences of the action upon the Nigerian police force is equally staring us in the face. Recall that hoodlums attacked police personnel and their stations as main targets of the hijacked protest, leading to massive destruction of such formations in some states. Even at that, a good number of police officers paid the ultimate price at the hands of the hoodlums within the period under review. The trauma emanating from those coordinated attacks on the police has exposed both the officers and their families as endangered species in the society, resulting to their refusal to return to their duty post due to fear of ambush. And in the absence of these police officers, as it were, crime and lawlessness are bound to prevail in the land. Thus, rebuilding public trust in the Nigerian police force has become paramount at this time when its personnel are perceived to be at their lowest ebb following the aftermath of the EndSARS protest. The slogan, "Police is your friend," has become urgent at this critical time. So, where do we go from here? That's our focus tonight as we dwell on the aftermath of the EndSARS protest, police and the task of confidence building. We shall feature special reports on the issue from various zones, while our guest, Habiba Jokshak, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police DIG in charge of operations, joins us later. I am Kenen Ima Abodike. Now on the news. Let's start with security matters, where Nigeria and the United States of America have hosted a virtual meeting of the Global Coalition to defeat ISIS. A statement from the Office of the National Security Advisor indicates that the coordinators of the National Counter-Terrorism Units of the two countries co-chaired the meeting, attended by delegates from the 82-member Global Coalition drawn from the African Union, European Union, ECOWAS and G5 Sahel, among other international and regional organizations. The statement notes that the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Mongono, in a message, expressed Nigeria's commitment to the global coalition against ISIS and other terrorist groups. Nigeria's leading role under President Muhammadu Buhari towards defeating terrorism in West Africa was commended at the global event. The Directorate of Defense Media Operations says the air component of Operation Thunderstrike has neutralized several armed bandits in the Kuyambana Forest area of Kaduna State. Defense Media Coordinator Major General John NHS says the operation took place on 12 November 2020, sequel to reports that close to 100 bandits rustled a large number of cattle and other livestock from Dankolo and Machita villages. The bandits and the rustled livestock were subsequently spotted by a Nigerian Air Force aircraft on reconnaissance mission at Kaboru village, heading towards Kuyambana Forest. A NAF attack helicopter engaged the target area, leading to the neutralization of several of the bandits. Now, the panel of inquiry and restitution for victims of police brutality, including the Lekki tollgate incident, has resumed sitting in Lagos with conspicuous presence of the two young members of panel whose absence had led to suspension of proceedings. Jennifer Igwe reports that a key party in the Lekki tollgate incident, the Nigerian Army, gave detailed presentation of their movement or involvement in the shooting.
Presentation by Brigadier General Ahmed Taiwo of the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps and Commander 81 Military Intelligence Brigade showed how hoodlums took over highways in Lagos, perpetrating crimes, burning police stations, including looting of arms and ammunition. He showed graphic videos of how policemen were overpowered, killed in very gruesome manners, including burning of their bodies and feasting on them by hoodlums. This series of events according to him, made the governor of Lagos State to impose a curfew and call in the army.
The world over, it is the task of the armed forces to intervene when a situation overcomes the police and other paramilitary services.
The video also showed that although the soldiers fired gunshots, they were up in the air and not directly at protesters. After cross-examination by the counsel to the Lagos State government, Owonikoko Abiodun, and counsel to 7 EndSARS protesters, Olumide Fusika SAN, the chairman of the panel, Justice Doris Okuwobi, retired, adjourned the case for further hearing.
In the circumstance, further proceedings is adjourned to Saturday, 21st November 2020.
In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
The age-long agitations for the establishment of community policing is gradually coming to fruition, with the passing out of 1,195 special constables from the Police College, Kaduna. Francis Form reports.
These are not newly placed recruits, but the pioneer graduates of the community policing arrangement. After rigorous training in drill, basic police duties, concept of rule of law, community policing relations, intelligence gathering, and neighborhood policing, amongst others, they are ready for deployments to their communities in Zamfara State to complement the effort of the conventional police in the fight against crime and criminality.
The institutionalization of community policing is an affirmation of government's pragmatic effort at partnering with the communities in designing and executing community-based solutions to tackle crimes. May I therefore enjoin you to renew faith in yourselves, develop right attitude towards your new assignment.
These people are taken from the local governments, from the communities. I think they are the ones who know who the criminals are and where the crimes start from. So I think it's very, very important on that note that they will help out with the security as well.
Apart from this 1,195 graduates from Zamfara State, Minister of Police Affairs said there are other constabulary simultaneously passing out across the 13 police training centers in the country. In Abuja, Francis Form, NTA News.
The leadership of the National Assembly has indicated its commitment to improve the welfare of officers and men of the Nigerian police force to enable them perform optimally on their mandate. The House leader and member representing Tudunwada Dogwa Federal Constituency, Al Hassan Ado Dogwa, stated this while donating 2 Toyota Hilux vans to the Kano State Command of the Nigerian Police Force. Yahanatu Hassan Barau reports.
Falgora Forest covers an area of about 1,000 square kilometers and ties within 3 local governments in Kano State. The once peaceful settlement now faces security challenges ranging from kidnapping, armed banditry, and cattle rustling, which many attributed to its large and expanse of land as it borders 3 states of Kaduna, Bauchi, and Plateau. To therefore complement the efforts of the federal government and support the security personnel maintaining law and order in the area, the member representing the constituency at the National Assembly, Alhassan Ado Dogwa, donated Hilux to the Nigerian police, this in addition to motorcycles to enhance their operations.
These 2 Hilux you have seen and the motorcycles I've given them is my private and personal donation to the Nigerian Police Force, Dogwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency Divisions, because they are doing a lot for our people.
A very welcome development, and they are all the vehicles given to us, the one refurbished, and then by the various groups of society will all be put to use.
Ado Dogwa also implore well-meaning Nigerians and corporate organizations to support the initiative, maintaining that security is a collective responsibility. In Kano, Yohannes Hassanbaro, NTA News.
Borno State Government has launched a 25-year development plan framework as well as 10-year strategic transformation initiative geared towards restoration of lost glory of the state affected by over a decade-long insurgency with all-inclusive participation of citizens and other stakeholders. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed launched the document. Mohammed Goni completes the story.
The 25-year Borno State Development Plan is aimed at restoring the honor, dignity and prosperity of Borno State and to ensure that all citizens, including future generations, have access to basic necessities. It also incorporates a 10-year strategic transformation initiative with the objective of making the state self-reliant with over 70% productive population by 2030.
Today represents a unique milestone in the history of development of Borno State. Today represents the triumph of hope over hopelessness, confidence over pessimism, and optimism over despondency. Today, Borno State is standing once again on the threshold of history, ready to mobilize all resources at its disposal to overcome life's enduring challenges.
The governor, who stressed his resolve to rejuvenate the economy of the state, also announced that the state government will inject 50 billion naira into the economy to support farmers and small-scale businesses, and further reiterated his commitment to continue resettlement process, which will lead to closure of all IDP camps by 2021.
The 25-year development plan and 10-year strategic transformation initiative of Borno State cannot work alone. It has to work in tandem with the federal government of Nigeria's NTA 2021 to 2025 and 2026 to 2030. It is because of this I encourage all the stakeholders to join their hands together to make sure that we transform our potentials to reality.
There were goodwill messages from the former Governor Kashim Shettima on behalf of the National Assembly, the United Nations, as well as Shehu Borno, assuring support to the success of the development plan. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
Minister of Water Resources Suleiman Adamu has launched the 2020-2021 dry season cropping in Calabar amidst the state of vandalization of property at the Cross River Basin Development Authority. Paul Abel completes the report.
Forming the symbolic launching of the 2020-2021 dry season cropping, the minister encouraged staff of the Cross River Basin Development Authority not to be deterred by the mayhem on their facility, but that they should rather be resilient while hoping for better days ahead. The minister also speaks on the relevance and importance of the river basin authorities in the country.
The whole idea is not for river basins to be only generating internally generated revenue or to be operating like commercial agencies. The most important thing is how much they impact the farmers outside. What are they extending? What kind of techniques are they giving to the farmers? What kind of support are they giving to farmers?
While affirming the resolve to revitalize the river basins through agriculture, food security and integrated rural development, the minister promised to assist the authority to get them up again. It took time to go around the various departments and facilities vandalized by the suspected hoodlums during the national crisis that engulfed the organization. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Wheat farmers across the country have been tasked to support federal government policy on Stop the Import Substitution agenda on value addition in wheat production. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Mohammed Sabo Nanono gave this indication at the National Wheat Stakeholders Meeting in Kano. Mohammed Rabiu Ali was there.
From 2016 to June 2020, the wheat import bill, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria, stood at $6 billion, which underscores the need to develop the value chain and reduce its importation, enhance food security, create jobs, and conserve the foreign exchange. It is against this background that these key players in wheat production come together to chart a roadmap for economic development.
We must patronize Nigeria. We must support Nigeria.
We have been struggling over the past years to access funds to finance wheat.
Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Muhammad Sabananono, represented at the occasion, says the national production of wheat as at 2020 is 420,000 metric tons, while the consumption stood at 5.26 million metric tons, with enormous gap, and there is need for massive investment to support the right policies to protect the sector.
The ministry, through the wheat value chain, has put in place various measures to increase wheat production and productivity, as well as reduce the import bill.
There is no better time than now for us to concentrate on wheat.
The workshop has a theme, transforming wheat production in Nigeria through increasing synergies and adopting new technologies. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Now, Stallion Group of Companies, a leading global brand, has launched Hyundai Kona, Nigeria's first locally assembled full electric car, into the Nigerian market. Lore Obara, who was at the unveiling of the electric car in Lagos, reports.
History was made in Nigeria as Stallion Group of Companies introduced Hyundai Kona electric car with unique features. With 5 years of battery and manufacturer's warranty, the Hyundai Kona car, when fully charged for 9 hours 35 minutes, can go a distance of 482 kilometers, equivalent of Lagos to Warri, before it requires charging again.
We hope that with this, the revolution is going to come in the country, and this country will move towards the greener fuel, which is a future of the country as well as future of the world. We are going to help maintain the product for 5 years.
This is completely on battery. It has a 64 kilowatt kWh kilowatt hours battery, and it's purely on battery. There is no transmission, there is no engine. Actually, there is no engine at all. So that's the biggest thing. It's one of its kind right now in the market.
Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, commended Stallion Group for believing in Lagos, Nigerians' dream, adding that with the unveiling of the Hyundai Kona electric car, youths would be employed and empowered for greater opportunities.
The state government, working with the Ibile Oil and Gas, we're going to be creating different charging points in the city so that people will not give the excuse and say that because I don't have electricity. We're going to be partnering with some fuel stations. We're going to partner with strategic locations of some eateries where we'll have dedicated charging points so that by the time we're rolling out this car in large numbers, people have opportunities of where they need to charge. All you need to do is pay a little token and you have your vehicle being charged.
Stallion Group has invested significantly towards building large-scale local industries in Africa, deploying most recent technologies and generating employment across the country. In Lagos, Lore Obara, NTA News.
Let's go to education, where with effect from 2021, only those with first class or second class upper division in their first degree will be employed as teachers. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Sonny Echenu, stated this while monitoring the October date of the Teachers Professional Qualifying Examination organized in November by the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo tells us more.
In recent times, the teaching profession has become an all-comers affair, which is a challenge in the education sector in Nigeria. And it is in a bid to ensure quality teaching and learning in schools that the Teachers Professional Qualifying Examination is being organized for teachers.
It's a process that everybody must go through.
It helps evaluate if we'd be able to produce good teachers.
With the use of a carrot and stick approach, federal government says it will migrate teachers who are not qualified out of the classroom to make room for qualified persons because they want to achieve better learning outcomes.
You must have a first class or a 2-1 as minimum. And if you have qualifications in other subjects that is not in education, we arrange for a conversion program for you.
Buttressing this, Registrar, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, Professor Josiah Ajiboye, added that a teacher from Government Day Secondary School, Karu, in person of Okpeifa Olasukanmi, is among the top 10 finalists for this year's Global Teacher Award Prize.
The Global Teachers Prize carries a reward of $1 million. They are very enthused, highly enthused that a Nigerian has made it. This is going to be the first time that a Nigerian teacher will be making the first 10.
With the enforcement of government's directive that only qualified teachers will be allowed to teach, an implementation committee which will cover all aspects of teacher resuscitation and revitalization plan is expected to be inaugurated soon. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson has appointed the former Secretary of State for International Development, Anne-Marie Trevelyan, as the UK's international champion on adaptation and resilience for the COP26 presidency. For the next 12 months and beyond, the UK will commit government, institutions and civil society groups in Nigeria and across the globe to support and work with global partners to build back better from COVID-19 and increase climate action. In her role as adaptation and resilience champion, Anne-Marie Trevelyan will engage the governments of the countries most affected by climate change and drive support from the international community and private sector. Anne-Marie Trevelyan's appointment is a part of the UK's overall effort to step up global leadership in tackling climate change, including the hosting of the Climate Ambition Summit on 12 December 2020 and COP26 in November 2021. The Climate Ambition Summit will be co-hosted by the UK, UN and France, alongside partners Italy and Chile, to mark the 5th anniversary of the landmark Paris Agreement, and will be an opportunity for world leaders to make ambitious climate commitments. Families and relatives and well-wishers from across the country trooped to the Emir of Argungu Place, Alhaji Samaila Mohammed Mera in Argungu, to rejoice with families of the Sokoto State Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal and Senator Umar Abubakar Tafida, who joined their children Najibu Aminu Waziri Tambuwal and Amina Abubakar Tafida in matrimony. Usman Abdullahi Shehu now reports.
Argungu, the annual host of Fishing Festival, once again went agog as the families of Waziri Tambuwal and Senator Umar Abubakar Argungu brought together dignitaries from north, east, west and southern parts of the country to witness the wedding ceremony of their son and daughter Najib Aminu Waziri and Amina Umar Tafida. The federal government delegation to the wedding, led by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami, and other dignitaries which governors and past and present National Assembly members and business tycoon, were received at the Sir Ahmadu Bello International Airport, Birnin Kebbi, by the Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who consequently led the eminent personalities to the venue of the wedding, which is the palace of the Emir of Argungu, Alhaji Samaila Muhammadu Mera. At the palace were Islamic scholars, politicians, and Executive Director News NTA Muhammad Labbo, among others. The Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, on behalf of the groom's family, Najib Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, received the hands of the bride Amina Umar Tafida from Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who represented the bride's family following the payment of 250,000 naira as dowry. Imam Saidu Suleiman, who conducted the wedding sermon, admonished the couple to build their matrimonial relationship upon the pillars of the teachings of Islam. Some of the dignitaries who attended the wedding have these words of advice to the newly wedded.
Share the joy of the couples, and indeed on behalf of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, register indeed his special appreciation over the opportunity accorded to be in attendance at this great occasion.
That this is a journey that is full of bumps, that is full of potholes, but that is also full of smooth rides.
Appeal to them to tow the good steps of their families. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari extends heartfelt condolences to Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State and the chairman of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission on the passing of Suleiman Kokori Abdul, representing Kogi State in the commission, who was sworn in June 2019. As a home-bred politician and a former member representing Okenen Ogorimagogo constituency in the 6th National Assembly, President Buhari avers that Abdul understood the place of dedication and compassion in public service, and this earned him admiration and respect in politics, as well as among his people. The president recognizes the contributions of the late Federal Commissioner to the administration's drive to mobilize revenue from non-oil sector, and hopes that his dedication to duty will continue to inspire the work of the RMAFC. President Buhari says his thoughts are with the Abdul family during this time of mourning, even as he prays Almighty Allah to forgive the shortcomings of the deceased and bless him with Al-Jannah Firdaus. You're watching Weekend File on the NTA network service. Let's pause for a break. Do stay with us.
A scorecard like no other. Put in place measures and initiatives principally targeted at youths, women, and the most vulnerable groups in our society. These included broad plan to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in the next 10 years, the creation of 75 billion naira National Youth Investment Fund to provide opportunities for the youths, and the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Survivor Fund, through which government is A. Paying 3-month salaries of the staff of 100,000 micro, small and medium enterprises. B. Paying for the registration of 250,000 businesses at the Corporate Affairs Commission. C. Giving a grant of 30,000 naira to 100,000 artisans and guaranteeing market for the product of traders. These are in addition to many other initiatives such as farmer money, trader money, market money, N-Power, N-Tech, and N-Agro. These and more in spite of a recession and a global pandemic.
The Secretary to the Borno State Government, Alhaji Usman Jiddeshwa, FWC, on behalf of the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umar Azalum, MNI, FNSCE, expresses his appreciation to the general public for honoring the launch of the Borno State 25-year development plan and 10-year strategic transformation initiative held on Saturday in Maiduguri. Appreciation also goes to the Ministers of Finance, Hajia Zainab Ahmed, that of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Farouk, the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Fantami, Senators and members of the House of Representatives from Borno, State Assembly members, the humanitarian and development partners, traditional and community leaders, Borno elders, the business and civil society organizations, and the academia. Professor Zulum also appreciates the entire people of Borno for their support and keeping faith with his administration. He assures the implementation of the development plan and is optimistic that Borno will rise again. Our Borno, our pride, our success. Signed, Professor Isa Marte Husseini, Chief of Staff to the Governor and Chairman, Organizing Committee.
Mommy is back! Guess what's inside? Chocolate. Biscuit. Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
Cavity? What cavity?
Let me show you.
Most toothaches are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity.
It also has natural mint for minty fresh breath every day.
Mom, can I eat chocolates now?
As long as you brush with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
On behalf of the Director General, Management and staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, I thank all invited stakeholders who graciously graced the launch of the Stand Against Rape and Rapist, STAR, which was recently held at the NTA Arena and who made the event a great success. Thank you. This is also an invitation to other stakeholders who are interested to be willing partners against the scourge. The launch signifies the official takeoff of the fight against the menace of rape and rapists. Please take a stand today to rid the society of these ugly blight in the nation's development. Adisa Abu Lawal, Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Announcer.
Do you know that social media is not good or bad, and that it is you who is using it that is either good or bad? Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, verify the information, and reflect before sharing it. Now, are you a good social media user? Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source for a better Nigeria.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency. The Council of Our Fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Thanks for staying with us. Recent happenings in Nigeria has given the police enough reason to reflect on their conduct and professionalism in the discharge of their duties, while also stirring up concerns as regards their morale and welfare. Hakimat Aliyu in this report x-rays efforts by the Inspector General of Police and the FCT Police Command in regaining public confidence after the EndSARS protest.
Course of the past weeks, Nigeria experienced protests, the like of which had not been witnessed before, from Lagos to Abuja and other parts of the country. The message was the same: end to ills such as extrajudicial killings, indiscriminate arrest, detention, harassment, and extortion, alleged to be perpetrated by the police.
The morale of the police is really down. How do we encourage the police to come out on the street? It's through advocacy. That way the police will see that we do appreciate them. It's just that the conduct of some of them that we didn't like.
The EndSARS protest also brought to the fore the urgent need to restore public confidence in the police.
Inspector General himself paid us a visit to the FCT commander. He visited some sites where some of these incidents took place. My own party have also been able to talk to my officers and men. We've also been able to engage members of the society. Basically, our strategies, anti-crime fighting strategies, remain the same.
However, government's swift response with the disbandment of SARS, followed by extensive police reform. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliyu, NTA News.
And from Enugu, Chinenye Nwoye reports on the expectations from the police by the members of the public after the EndSARS saga.
The ideology that the police is your friend is obtainable with most Nigerian police officers. The efforts of most Nigerian police officers who have shown uncommon policing skills in fighting crime, the likes of CSP Rabiu Garuba, who is the DPO in charge of Fege Police Station on Isha, Anambra State, have also been extolled.
The ideology they say police is your friend, I see it by excellent, being obtainable in where DPO Fege, CSP Garuba is.
I have to serve my community with all sincerity to ensure that the service I'm rendering is to my own community. Therefore, I shouldn't be a monster to the community.
The peaceful protest tagged EndSARS was allegedly hijacked by hoodlums and miscreants, and the police became the target of the attack. In Enugu State, 2 policemen were allegedly murdered, while 2 police stations, 4 police posts, operational vehicles, and other equipment were burnt down. Police uniforms, arms and ammunition were also stolen. What then do people expect from the police after the EndSARS saga?
Police must also realize that whatever that had happened that have made Nigerians now think that the institution of police is entirely bad, it's also an internal challenge.
As the people advocate more commitment, diligence and professionalism from the police, they want the police to ensure that the trust deficit between them and Nigerians is breached. In Enugu, Chineye Nwoye, NTA News.
And joining me in the studio is Habila Joshak, a retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG, in charge of operations. You're welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you for having me.
The hijacked EndSARS protest saw the Nigerian police force suffer immense losses, including death of some of their personnel. Now, that seemed to have affected the structure we know today as Nigerian police force. Hence, a good number of the men and officers are even refusing to go back to their duty posts. There is a problem of confidence right now. How do you react from the very inception of what happened?
Well, thank you. In my opinion, the protest on EndSARS that dominated the Nigerian space by the youth in most of the major cities in Nigeria and even outside, thereafter targeted on the police and their behaviors, their activities, and the way they police Nigerians. And in doing that, whether they were the youth and some other different group that were not captured under EndSARS.
Hoodlums.
Hoodlums, so to say, took an advantage of that and met the Nigerian police a target. Outside, some of the civilians that also suffered some loss, they went after some police officers and mowed them down and went to their facilities and also destroyed some police stations in most of the states and looted even arms and ammunition and some valuable items.
And killed some.
Killed some of the police officers and set their properties ablaze.
Yes.
That is enough to dampen the morale of the police as of that time. But the reverse is now the case. I'm sure if you take a drive in the city of Abuja right now, and some of the major cities that I have visited, in Plateau and in Lagos, you will see police officers and policemen manning their beats. In that case, you will agree with me that the police must have to put that behind them. And because the Inspector General of Police have said loud and clear, and the government also have assured the Nigerian police that they have to do their job of policing the citizen, and that's exactly what they're doing. And I know that in a very short distance, the police officers are going to up the game. They're going to go out more robust. They are coming out, and because they've been told that they should come out, and I don't think any police officer is afraid that he will be a target. I think what they're doing now is they've seen that and they've put that behind them. So quite a number of them now, if you take a drive in most of the cities, you will see police officers manning their beats.
Of course, going by the reforms being, going on in the police force at the moment, it will also, ginger them back to work, because we know that issues such as remuneration, professionalism, training, and, improving welfare and conditions of service are part of these areas that the government is looking at to ensure that the police, deliver on their mandate.
Yes, it's quite interesting and quite encouraging, because the government responded and promised that they were going to take this complaint that is brought to the front burner, and that created a lot of problems security situation in Nigeria, not just Nigeria. There were sympathizers outside this country who also joined the EndSARS. The government immediately agreed that they were going to do something, and quickly the Inspector General of Police dissolved the NSAS, the SARS, and also got in other groups from the Nigerian police, sieve out some others who also have gone on training and they have been passed out, to also ensure that this group also represent the group that will respond to distress call in terms of high-profile crime like bank robbery, like kidnapping, like other crimes that are of very volatile in nature. And so with this action, I think there's a way out, and I think that more of this will be seen on the street, because you know that the contract that the government has with the members of the public is security and welfare. And so the Nigerian police, as the lead agency for internal security, must take the space, must come out robustly and protect the citizens and their property, and respond to any one of them that would want to begin to destroy. Laws are there. Now, if anybody want to take anybody's life, the police are there and they know exactly what to do. And so I think that the police is coming out of that kind of incident, and I think that they better also come out fully, because this is ember period for them to guarantee safety of members of the public and their properties.
Habila Joshak, we shall talk some more. Let's quickly go on another break on Weekend File.
Guys, stop, it's Tenny! Tenny, can you please take a picture with us? Of course. Tenny, please, can you sing for us? Of course.
When you need me, you can FaceTime me on the go. Baby, I got you. No matter where you day, oh baby, you can reach me overseas, my dear. Whether na Ghana or Lagos, Nigeria, you can call me on my telephone line. You know I always online. Only Bamila go anywhere and anytime. You can call me anytime. Glow.
Introducing Berekete. Activate a new Glow SIM and get 600 Naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans. Glow Unlimited. Vital components of nation building.
For all to be well, we appeal that we should refrain from volatile, provocative, inciting messages and language.
Let's build and not destroy.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous, whether you do it for fun or for political gains. Real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
As members of the public expect much from the police also expect some level of collaboration from the public. Let's hear from Achari Maxwell in Kaduna.
Part of the responsibility of the Nigerian police
is to make the country safe and secure for economic growth and development. All this cannot be realized without the cooperation, understanding and assistance of the public.
Community policing. And I think that this is now the right time for us to embrace that policy so that we can build a kind of confidence between the community and the police.
In the face of these recent developments that culminated in the EndSARS protest, however, observers believe that a lot of confidence building is required.
They are our people. In the night, they are busy outside. We are sleeping inside. So we should really accept them and tolerate them. And they too should change their behaviors to be friendly.
Areas that the police can be assisted, stakeholders say, include improving their welfare packages to serve as moral booster. This way, experts say, a more conducive environment will be created for maximum professionalism to thrive in the police force. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
We still have Habila Joshak, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG, in charge of operations, with us on Weekend File tonight. Now, considering the issues raised by the protesters, the peaceful one, as it were, what would you have the Nigerian police force do to restore public confidence in the police?
Yes, we've said this over and over that there's a very big gap between the police and the community that the police policed. And that's why over time we've been out. The government have several occasions constituted some committees at the federal level and the state level to find a way of bringing in the police closer to members of the public. And one very ready, available window is the community policing. The community policing is a platform that emphasizes partnership between the police and members of the public. Members of the public and the police must share in whatever security situation that exists in that particular locality. And that's why I could see also that the police have also, I think, recruited some constables, maybe with the help of the governors, because I saw one governor trying to also key into that to make sure that people or constable or police officers recruited from the state and the community they come from, to be able to send them back there and letting them, bring out some of, because you have to get this intelligence as to what is happening in an exact place. And then when you have police within that community, yes, it's true that the police will be able to get intelligence or information that is converted into intelligence to make it readily available for operation, so that crime and criminality will be reduced to the barest minimum. And so, as it is now, there's a big gap between the police and the people. The police are policing. That is the community. The community look at the police as not actually serving their purposes, because the issues and challenges within that community have not been shared with the police. And that's why when we talk about community policing, we're talking about that platform that will bring the police and members of the communities together for them to take a decision to agree on what are the challenges, who are the people also that tend to disturb the peace of the community. And when you share and take decision with the community, with the people you police, then there's this trust, and then things will flow.
All right, finally from me, there is also the issue of retraining, reorientation of the members of the police force, because a good number of Nigerians would like to see an end to the issues of brutality, and then of course this issue of bribery, to get things done within the system of policing. How do you look at that?
Yes, I agree with you that there are some challenges. And some of these challenges also as a result of I can think, supervision. One of it is supervision. Yes, I agree that remuneration. Nobody is going to hold on to remuneration and misbehave. No police officer will say because he's poorly paid and he will abuse people's right. We, police officers that we have in this country, you agree with me that we've said it here and it is on public view that those of them that are sent out on foreign mission have done excellently well, and sometimes they are returned beyond the agreed time. Sometimes they are commended. We have a lot of them, and this is to say that here in this country, yes, we agree that there should be reorientation. But most importantly also is that after the training, a lot of them have adequate training that will carry them on what is right and what is wrong, what constitutes a crime and what does not. And also policing, ensuring that this community is safe. Every street is safe and every locality is safe. They all know that in their elementary training. But having said that, society is not dynamic. There are a lot of the things that are done using intelligence, using some modern tools. Those are the ones that we have to bring in. But one thing I want to say here is that yes, there should be robust supervision. If there was robust supervision at the level trickling down from the commissioner of police of the state to the area commander to the DPOs, then those of them that want to abuse people's rights will be caught red-handed.
Thank you very much for coming on the program tonight, Habila Joshak.
Thank you for having me.
We were speaking with Habila Joshak, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG, in charge of operations. Let's pause for one more commercial break.
The counsel of our fathers.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
My name is Nando Jamda Muhammad.
Stevita Hussein Musa. Rogima Joel Finji. Said Musa John.
I'm a carpenter. I've been doing this for more than 8 years now.
And I said that plantain. Nakai Kimami Shekara Uku.
I've been selling my tomatoes for about 10 years now, and I do it for a better Nigeria.
And I do it for a better Nigeria.
And you can see we're doing our small little work to make Nigeria great.
As you can see, I'm a technician and I'm doing it to help myself and to help my generation.
Business.
For a better Nigeria.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Nigerians have been reacting to the result of the match between the Super Eagles and Leon Stars. And Najo Adiku is our guide on Sports Update.
Football-loving Nigerians have condemned in totality the lackluster performance of the Nigerian Super Eagles against Sierra Leone in Benin after the team surrendered a 4-0 lead in an AFCON qualifier to draw 4-4 in regulation time. They concluded that the lack of technical discipline from the bench of the coaching crew caused the Eagles the maximum 3 points.
Jenus Raw overtime has showed that when it comes to in-game management, he's not top-notch.
Play the best players in the best positions, and I think we can take out Sierra Leone even in their backyard.
We made a very big mistake in the game. We are doing all our best to see that we qualify.
Two other Nations Cup qualifiers decided on Friday. Mali defeated Namibia by a lone goal. South Africa beat Sao Tome and Principe by 2-0, while Morocco walloped Central African Republic by 4-1. Other matches between Tunisia, Tanzania, Niger, and Ethiopia ended by a lone goal in favor of Tunisia and Niger. In other development, head coach of the Nigerian under-20 side, Ladan Boso, said a 25-man provisional list of the Flying Eagles for the WAFU Zone B Championship have been submitted to the Nigerian Football Federation for approval ahead of the games. Coach Ladan Boso stated this in Abuja after his team 4-1 victory in a friendly match against the Nigerian Army Guards Brigade football team, the Scorpion.
Of the 25, I still have to drop about 5 because we are traveling with 20 players.
In basketball, as part of means to curtail the spread of coronavirus in the wake of its second wave hitting countries of the world, a youth and sports development initiative of NBA Power Forward, the National Basketball Association and its partners have donated 30,000 masks, 90 new hand washing stations, and hand sanitizers to 30 schools in Abuja. NBA All-Star Victor Oladipo and 2015 NBA champion Festus Ezeli, among other personalities, were part of the 7-year-old initiative that has been using basketball to teach basic sports skills. With Sports Update, Enojo Adiku, NTA News.
And now a quick check on the weather for Sunday.
You're welcome. This is what we expect across the country in the next 24 hours. For Saturday morning, we'll still expect sunny conditions with haziness over the north and the central cities, while the southern parts of the country should see some cloud with sunshine at interval. And later in the day, the condition over the northeast is expected to change as dust haze is expected with reduced horizontal visibility between 3 to 5 kilometers. And this should affect parts of Kano, Nguru, Potiskum, and Meduguri axis, while we anticipate slim prospect of thunderstorms over parts of Calabar. I'll leave you with the temperature forecast. I am Akami Samarda. Thanks for watching.
We'd like to thank you for watching Weekend File on the NTA tonight. My name is Kenan Ima Amborike. Do enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.